Welcome to Simulation. I'm your host, Alan Sakian. Today we have a very special guest, Swami Ananda. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for guesting with us.
It is my great pleasure and honor to be here. And thank you for inviting me, Alan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Swami is one of the leaders in spirituality, and he has been in this space for a long time, since
1991.
1991.
So but I became Swami in 1967.
Became Swami in 67.
Yeah,
yes.
1967.
And Swami means?
A spiritual master, a spiritual guide.
Master, spiritual guide. Yes. And it's more and more Western civilization is being guided towards realizing spirituality. Is it important?
Exactly. Now there is too much awareness in the world about the human using their human development.
Yep.
So, to lead a very balanced, happy and prosperous life in this changing and challenging world. So now they are realizing the importance of a spiritual science.
Yes, spiritual science. Yes.
In the practical word, I call it meditations.
Yes.
So I said this spiritual science is science of inner management.
Inner management. Yes.
So I call it 21st century cutting edge innovation.
Inner management, yes.
Yeah, inner management.
Exactly. And I read Sadhguru's book, Inner Engineering.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes. Yeah.
So my inner management.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it is exactly that. That is
almost have, yeah.
Tuning inward. Why has the East, why have they been so much more deeply rooted in inner management than the West?
Because it's about the cultural thing, it's about the philosophy of life. And so far as spirituality is concerned, it is in DNA of entire human being. So at this practical tools at the moment, it is very old, as long as the civilization was there, as the human being came into existence. But the beauty of this meditation, because the Indian lifestyle is a part and parcel of the Indian lifestyle. So that's why it is coming up. So now it's general awareness in the West also, because due to the science and technological development. Because in the very beginning, the spirituality we consider as a religion, as an organized institution, like Catholicism, or other religions, So now the people have moved ahead because due to the change of science and technology, the world has, as we say, we live in a global village. We live in interconnected, interdependent world. Like India, we seem to, where is India in the global map? Today we can see in the globe, here is India. The people are traveling. So therefore, it's like this whole world, as the Indian philosophy says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
The whole world is one family.
Oh, yes.
So because we live in interconnected, independent world. So for all these things, so today, the life in spite of all material advancement and technological advancement, because afterward, what is the technology? Technology is a tool, is a means to connect outside world, isn't it? Yeah. So what is the technology who can connect to your inner self? Because today, what you find today, the people, we live in a digital era. So I say there is more meeting, less meaning.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't it?
More meetings, less meaning.
More tweeting, less truth.
More tweeting, less truth.
More texting, less talk.
More texting, less talking. Yes,
isn't it?
Yes,
so what's happening? So this technology cannot, so what I just said just now, technology is a means, is not the key. Suppose through the technology we connect.
Yes.
Suppose through the email, we write a lot of mail on computers.
Yeah.
But the physical touch is different. Suppose we write the same letter 100 times. Oh, honey, I love you, I love you, I love you, I care about you. But when you meet a person and just embrace or have a hug, it has a different thing.
Yes.
So technology cannot be substitute for the human development and human's desire, fulfillment of desire, or for educativeness to know more. So all the advancement of material world, there is inside is empty. So that's why they are looking toward the other way of life. Like today, the whole health is completely broken. So they are finding some other way to address those physical well-being. So therefore, there is comprehensive, there is a holistic approach. I don't call it balance, but I call it holistic approach.
Yes.
Harmonious living.
Yes.
So I give you
Yes.
example like a garden. If you go to Golden Gate Park, there are two gardens. One is called Rose Garden, and one is called Botanical Garden. So why we call Rose Garden? We call Rose Garden because it's exclusively of rose, isn't it? But you go to Botanical Garden, there are different kinds of flowers. Like there is a tuberose, marigold, and all that. So what they live side by side. They don't feel themselves as a threatened.
Yes.
So they live in harmony. So at the same time, we human being, we have the different skill. Suppose I'm an electrical engineer, you have a different skill, you know, like electronics and other things. Other people, they have, there are some are doctors, there are some are the attorney. So what you, that different like a human bodies. Human is a singular body composed of many things. Like the right hand, left hand, right eye, left eyes, you know, lungs, heart, kidneys. So you see how they so they all they work in synchronicities. So how to live harmonious life so that you can be a person can be happy, have a peace and tranquility. Because this all the advancement technology, like any web, you're not going to solve those personal problems, those emotional problems.
Yeah.
Suppose it
requires inner management.
Yeah, so that's why I say how to. So that's why there is a general awakening, and now we see that everywhere. So as a whole in the world, like especially in America or in tech world, they have embraced meditation in their lifestyle.
Yes.
And so is it. Meditation is embraced technology.
Yes.
Because it is not, so as I was talking, yes, what is a spirituality? A spirituality transcendent is not certain belief and certain dogma. It is a realization.
Yes.
The truth.
Yes.
You realize. So when you realize the truth,
Yes.
that basically we are all human beings.
Yes.
Irrespective of how we dress, how we look, what is the social status, how much education, power, wealth, that
Yes.
becomes immaterial. So that is how to grow. Like you want to manage life, you want to manage business, you want to manage family. So what is the, so suppose example, early in the morning we go to the kitchen and we say, oh, you're thinking what should I do? Should I make a sandwich? So America is a country of so many choices. So then you start how the mind react when you come outside world. You say, oh, which bread should I make it? Whole bread or this bread or that bread? Then say I have to make a sandwich. Then say what kinds of cheese I should use? Cottage cheese, American cheese. You see how it goes. Then say, should I make
Onions, no onions, pickles, no pickles.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as a example, you get confused.
Yes.
So when you get confused, you make a total mess because you are indecisive.
Versus when somebody gives you a wheat sandwich with tomato lettuce and you only get one option.
So what I'm saying, because this is your life. So you are not functioning well. You are confused. So what is called, this is called outside world, because those
Yes.
come in contact of outside. So when your mind is calm and cool and relaxed, instead of saying, let me take whole bread, make a Swiss cottage. That's it.
Yeah.
Suppose when you go to Trader Joe, say,
Yeah.
what kind of ice cream should I have? So we are confusing and debating. You know, should I have vanilla? Should I have this? So then you are this, take me have vanilla. What is the big deal?
So we have outside world
And the
that
inside
has, then the inside world. Outside world has so many variables and choices
Correct.
and confusion.
That's what I'm saying.
But it also is making lots of good progress
Absolutely.
in all these good ways, but it is so much noise and
That's what I'm
very
saying.
little signal right now. And especially with the East, has built it into culture to tune in,
Yeah.
so that way we can better find the signal in ourselves and the outside world.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, then outside world controls us.
So that's why we lose the peace and tranquility. It's like the people are they're burnt out at the job. They are stressed out. You know. So when you are there, when your mind is calm and cool, you don't react. So that what is the cause which disturbs our tranquility or peace of mind? Because the external bombardment. Suppose if you are caught in the traffic.
Huge external bombardment.
Suppose you go in the, like we are living on the market street. When you walk on the market street, there is a lot of noise.
Honk, 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 boom, 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 party.
So what does the man? It disturbs your tranquility. You react, you get mad, So, but when you are calm and cool, you say, oh, that's okay. Let somebody honk it.
Exactly.
Why should I peace my mind?
Why should I, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what I say.
And you wish them to be more peace as well.
So how to manage the inner side, that technique, that is called meditation, the science of spiritualities.
Yes.
So that's why I say meditation is natural, it is simple and easy. There is no ritual. So therefore, I say meditation, my technique, I have to call it meditation for the modern life. Because everybody say, I don't have time. Isn't it? So I say, just 10 or 15 minutes, cooperate and you can change your life.
Huge change in life.
That's what I say, because your mind, suppose it's simple things. When you are happy, you are more creative, more productive, more efficient.
Yes.
So when
more healthy.
Absolutely, because that affects like the physical health, because they are intertwined.
Yes.
The physical and the mental well-being.
Yes.
So they are all intertwined.
The mind and the body.
So therefore, once you have, therefore, why we are conscious about today, when you go to grocery, we read all the labels. Okay, what are the contents of carbohydrate, fat, this and that. So we want to eat healthy because I have to be healthy. So I have to eat right food. I have to exercise. So these are physical things, because
it's so interesting because when somebody tells somebody else, like the dogma of belief, and they say, if you think this way, then you will have less suffering. You will be more in control, more happy, more creative, more healthy. People say, I don't want to be taught how to think. But when you maybe put it in terms of nutrition, and then you say, okay, well, you want to eat healthy. Don't you want to think healthy as well? There's so many of these analogies for life that if we can just make it more relatable for people, but non-dogmatic.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we should talk about that a little bit, because what is the meditation practice? If it's anything works for meditation, what is most effective though? And is it actually different for all 7.5 billion people?
No, it's for everybody. Therefore, we say, according to our Indian philosophy, we say the very purpose of our human existence to realize your true self, who you are. Because not only the food sustain and the clothes and shelter, this is not, we are not 100% physical being. We have the emotional being, like the feeling of love and affections and all those things. So this is called mental thing, emotional things. So how to address those emotional things? Like as I said, like suppose you slice a part of the body, the blood will spill on the table. But slice a part of the brain, there is no test tube you can collect the feeling of emotions and love or anger. Isn't it? So this is called mental, this is emotional. So it's much more higher than the physical level. And then there's something where it comes from there. So there I give an analogy that mind is just like an ocean. And mind has got 3 characters. That is constantly wandering, wavering and rippling.
Wandering, wavering
and rippling.
And explain them.
So suppose, so in a common word you call say, what is the mind? Mind is just like a monkey. And monkey means doesn't sit idle for a few seconds. So this is our life, because mind, we are here, we are thinking something. So too much, this is called outside bombardment. There's a constant war is going on. So meditation is a process which declares no war zone. So there is no constant war which is happening all the time. You are remain unaffected.
Even just turning off the vision.
Of course, sir.
That it so much less stimulus in.
Yeah.
So that makes it easier to do inner management.
Of course.
Yes.
Because suppose you do the senses, suppose eyes, suppose here we keep the eyes open, we are seeing so many things. Here this agreement, there is globe, this almirah, this is sofa, this is chair. So they are all distracted.
Especially on market streets, so
No,
many
here I'm
variables,
talking about this, in this room.
Yes.
So the moment you close your eyes, then what is happening? You are trying to withdraw from outside world. And when you look inside, then suppose you watch your breath, then the breath, suppose when a person is angry, breath is very faster. And so when the
heart rate's faster, some more stress levels are higher for just in case you need to fight, flight, do all stuff.
That what you call the signal goes there, so that the stress hormones goes up. They call it cortisol, So the feeling of fight and flight. But when your mind is calm and cool, and that's why when the people are very angry, say, take a step back, take a deep breath. So when you are taking breath means you are trying to control the other part of the body, like all the senses, because now it then goes to the mind. So when therefore in Indian tradition you use certain sound vibration which you call mantras. So you use those because though the mantra brings synchronicities with the brain. So by repetition of doing this using certain sound wave, because I said, okay, what is tranquility? Tranquility means rhythm plus vibration equal tranquilities.
And that means
so
both.
The rhythm is your breathing.
And tranquility is very similar to equanimity.
Correct, exactly.
So no hyper craving, not lots of craving, and no lots of emotion. Just right.
No, it's total equanimity means there is no feeling, there's total peace. There's no thought, it's state of thoughtlessness.
Thoughtlessness. Yes.
No disturbance, nothing. That's the state. And that's what you call, say, the deeper level of your consciousness. You are a being. Because in the outside world, you see through the conscious mind. In the sleep, this is called subconscious mind. And beyond that, it's called causal mind. So the meditation process, we start from the physical level, means conscious level, and then we transform to the mental level. And from there, you transform where the state of reach a state that what you call say, how to, as I was saying, we live in this world, a digital era where we say, I don't have time to even sleep, have a good sleep, or even to think properly, or to have more creative ideas or efficiency. So all the time, people feel tired and exhausted. So you have to recharge. Like the cell phone, you have to turn it off and then you plug in, So the spiritual science is to recharge our own self. So that is, it gives us a tremendous amount of strength and stamina and inspirations, which helps us to deal our today's life challenges with equanimities. Not with the panic, because all the time there is panic better. Something happened, you lose everything. You lose the sleep, you lose your appetite. For example, a person loses a job, then he goes in depression. Because he feels, how can I pay my mortgage, how can I pay my tuition fees, and then he can't eat, he can't sleep. So how it disturbs the whole thought process and the equanimities. So therefore I say this more internal happiness content you are more happier, you are more peaceful, then you are more creative, more productive. So your whole things will be changed. Because today we see with the microscopic view, we start judging, how he dressed, he's very nice car, he's very wealthy man, this and that. So then you can find yourself. But as you develop internally, your thinking changes and you think the world with the telescopic view. So the meditation for the
What's the telescopic view? Tell us more.
Telescopic means 360-degree angle of thinking, the vision. Whereas you are thinking with 65 degrees, 75 degree or something. That's what is called, say, narrow-mindedness.
Yes.
So it's all about the power of tolerance. Suppose we simply say, let it go, forgive. But we keep hanging, and that's why we are not able to move ahead. Until you cross that things, we can't go ahead. So these things is all about the mental growth, your inner growth. So more happy you are. And what I was saying, inner growth means the development of 360 degree. So you compass, as I was telling in the beginning, you feel like, the whole world is my family. I am a member of the whole world. Yes. I'm not only San Franciscan, I'm not only Californian, but I'm not the United States, but I belong to the whole world. So it is my thing, what best and form I can bring happiness and joy to anybody else.
Yes.
Not only, so you'll change the psychology of only taking, but you'll say no, giving.
Yes.
So that's why my aim of life is to love all, serve all.
Yes, love all, serve all. Yeah.
So that is my philosophy of life.
Yes. And so you were touching about this. You said that we were talking about how all these different ways to meditate, all these non-dogmatic ways.
Yeah.
So we have, for example, we were talking about breath work, closing the eyes. We're talking about breath work, and then we were talking a little bit about mantra. So there's I am grateful for this, I am grateful for that, and there's a bunch of different mantra work that can be done. So and what would you recommend maybe for people, because everyone's different, but breath work, eyes closed, mantra work, what would
so that's why I just said now, as I said, there is general awareness about spirituality. Like as I was saying, that more than 20 American people, they practice meditation, they have incorporated meditation to enhance their quality of life and to face the challenges with a smile. So they are like mindful meditations, guided meditation. In 90, the TM meditation was very popular, transcendental meditations. So I said that those kind of meditation had like in technology, you see how the technology has changed. As we just said, we live in digital world. Like in the beginning, we had the floppy days. Now we have those things are gone. Like we have tabletop to laptop to tabletop. The same thing in the rebel.
And now
like
the algorithms are addicting.
So now, for example, we have iPhones. So what is this? So this is as the technology has exponential growth in every field. There is exponential growth in the field of medicine. You see how in the very beginning they were talking about one school of thought, like the conventional medicines. Now they are incorporating traditional medicine, like you say the Tai Chi, Ayurvedas, homeopathy, naturopathies. They are combining. I don't call it complementary. It's called complementary medicine. So there is growth. So this is so. So there you find, so as also the time demand, so that the technology has changed, we have to be, as the time passes, we have to go with what in America also go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
So also the time, suppose when we used to travel by bullock cart, then we travel by the horses, we're riding horses, and now we have you go by Amtrak, now we have to go jet flight. So how the time is flying by. So therefore the people, they have all the time excuse, I don't have time, but we have enough time, because so the science of meditation I was talking about is science of inner management. Suppose the people, how many people we get REM sleep? Very few. So even you are tossing and turning on the bed 6 to 8 hours. So how much time we waste? I was teaching one time in anger management. I was saying that how much time we spend, like 24 hours. You lie down bed or 8 or 10 hours, 8 hours work. He said, committing 1 hour. I had all the statistics.
It's little, maybe 4 hours at most.
So that was
left.
So this is how to manage. So the question of that's why what you call your skill, how to manage it. So I say this spiritual practice, the meditation is inner management. For suppose I call it no medication but meditation.
No, one more time.
No medication.
No medication.
But meditation.
But meditation. Yeah.
I said the 45-minute meditation equivalent to 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And it is a natural, it's easy, which never cause any side effects. Because if you take any drugs, even a Tylenol and any or sleeping pills, or anyone like a antidepressant drug, like in 91, the project became a darling for American people. Everybody was on the project. Now today, how it finding?
Now it's project meditation.
Opiate,
Yes.
So
addiction.
I said, how is it, and it's so expensive. Therefore, the health is totally broken because it's cost drive. So here, that's what you call footing the. So as I was telling the very outset, my approach is non-judgmental, non-rituals, non-sectarian.
Yes.
So I call it a spirituality is a way of life.
Yes.
So incorporate just at least 10 to 15 minutes and you can change your whole life.
Yes.
So therefore, it is very practical appliance and it is out of box thinking. So I call my
you recommend close eyes and breath, work is what.
So I say my meditation technique is most latest technique than those outdated meditation. I call it meditation iPhone 6. So that
can it be iPhone 10 now?
Of course, at the time pass. At the moment, this hour, I say my meditation is more scientific, more rational, and therefore I have term it's called science of energy management.
Yes.
So it's not rituals, it's not to just sit just morning and evening. So incorporate and integrate. In the psychology, it is called habitual habits.
How do we see Earth as this economic and political system that has very little ethics or morality? We have a finite resources on the planet, and there's lots of money and greed and power and all these different dynamics that are going into Earth. How do you see us, besides doing the meditation practice every single day?
Because why meditation is vital? Because I said it's all about the psychology of human beings. So what is today our psychology? It's only the I, me and myself.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So it's only me.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't. So when you feel it's not only I, my very existence depend on so many things. Isn't it? Suppose you have body, if you don't have fresh air, you get suffocated, you get asthma. How can you live the life?
Correct. Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Suppose eyes. If eyes is the right vision, then you see everything, then you can enjoy the beauty of the nature.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So you are dependent on so many things. Environment, water, air. Isn't it? So it is our moral imperative obligation that we have to be conscious. I must take care of the planet.
Yeah.
I will not destroy the planet. Not like, as I said, because this is the selflessness.
Yes.
We don't think about other people. So that suppose, what is the wealth? Suppose even the money doesn't give a happiness or the wealth, no power or position, because these are transitory. Because a person like, say about Bill Gates or Mark Bonioff, they are rich people, they have, or like what you call say, what is the brand, the Amazon guy.
Which guy? From what company?
And that Amazon.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Bezos, Do you think they are more happiest person in the world? No, we don't think so.
Yeah.
They have money, but they're nothing, So because when they feel, and that's why, all about the human development. When the people think about others, so they care about, my existence also depends on so many things. So it's my moral obligation that I have to be conscious. Suppose I should not waste more water because the people don't have water to drink.
Yes.
Like you are polluting our air. So that's why. So who is separate deforestation, environment, plant and or fauna and all those things. So therefore, you have to think the whole world is, as I said, we have to live in harmonious.
Yes.
And therefore, I give about those flowers. They live side by side. But today, we feel ourselves threatened. Suppose I say, oh, Ellen, if he's such a, if I share my ideas or things, he'll become rich and he'll be far ahead than me and I'll become poorer. But I say, I have different skill. Ellen has different skill. Let me share. If I'm able to help in some other way, let me share it.
Yeah. And if we have this idea in our head, and especially in Silicon Valley, just share the idea with other people, because sometimes you won't bring the idea to the world. Let others do it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So this is called greed, because you don't care. Suppose, take example, pharmaceutical company. They know the project and all, like opiate. They know that the doctor prescribes those things.
High level of addiction, probably.
Addiction. Yeah. So those are the things. So when you think, I do something very creative to enhance the human potential. And therefore I say technology is a means. And as Steve Jobs said, technology doesn't solve everything. And technology is not everything. They are different aspects of life. And therefore I say meditation, spirituality is the key to unlock your infinite human potential.
Yes.
And growth. As I said, more and more growth.
So it's a golden key then?
A golden key, absolutely.
It is.
It's golden. The key.
There's nothing better at unlocking maximal human potential than meditation.
Correct. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Because the knowledge you get through the books and technology is limited.
Yeah.
Because you want to have a creative thought, where it comes? It comes from the mind.
And it impacts every
Absolutely.
aspect of being. Everything.
That's what I say, your whole
inner
thing.
management.
Yeah.
Helps you with people skills, helps you with the way you eat, the way you see the ecosystems of the planet,
exactly.
all of it.
Yeah, because therefore I said, you don't view the world with a microscopic, but you view the world with telescopic.
Yeah.
We don't view with the angle of 60 degree or 75 degree or 80 degree, but you think with 300 degrees.
Yes.
So how to develop that, how to, it's all growth. So they're only through, because of the books it will not come. Because that's why the people are so greedy and, the so self-centered.
So this is very interesting. Lots of people that come onto the show typically talk about technology being a solution.
Yeah.
In a very powerful solution. And me too. I speak about things like, for example, we know desalination of water, right? That's science to figure that out and provide clean water for people. Or science to help with people's health so that we don't have deaths at age of 3 or age of 18, but we can have death happen way later in life.
So therefore I said spiritual is pure science.
Yeah.
It's just pure mathematics, okay? So it doesn't conflict.
The more you close your eyes, the more you tune
technology
inward.
is not any obstacle in the path, but I say, who makes the technology? Suppose our algorithm and all the planning, who does it? The human brain.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So as you are passing, so when your mind is calm and cool, then you can create more creative things, the more, program and all that. And that's what is coming up. So it's not technology doing it. It's not the technology solving the problem. At the very outside, say, technology cannot be substituted for the human being.
So it's the human being that creates the technology that solves the problem.
Absolutely.
So again, it comes back to the human being having some sort of moral or ethical consideration for what their technology they're bringing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They will make my life easier so that the people can achieve whatever they want or connect it. So not with a profit motive, but the service-oriented motive. So that's what I say. Therefore, the whole problem is
service-oriented instead of profit-oriented. Yeah, that's a big key.
Key thing. Because so they what call
our economies are so based on GDP and it's based on being the first one to market and to be the one that gets the cheaper products for outsourcing labor and for how can we maximize shareholder interest. All of these variables in the economic system, they don't help maximize value and utility and flourishing, but they actually maximize the profit side of things.
That's what I'm saying. So therefore, to have the problem, to solve all the problems that's going on in every field of work, in the personal life, in the social life, So this is because it's all about mental growth. So therefore I say the psychology of me, myself, that's what I call I. So I say the letter I stand for illness. To how to transform this I into we, it's called wellness.
Wellness, I love
so W stands for wellness. So this spiritual science helps you to develop that not me alone, but there are others also. I exist because there are other people also there.
Is it also good, Swami, to
So
have
take in the spirit of collectivities.
Is it good, but how much individuality though? Because if I want to realize my own potential, I should have a little bit of I, little bit of ego, so I can help bring it to the world, but also be very aware of the us and the we and the collective.
Exactly, yes, I am there. For example, we are sitting here. So you are here, Suresh is here, and Ron is here.
Anthony,
so it's all collectively we are doing it.
Yes.
Suppose if Suresh will not doing this and Ron will not be doing that, how can we do that?
Yes.
So we should feel, we are all together into it. So then it's make easier, and we are more happy. So when you do the things, we realize it. For example, once a time I was going from here to Los Angeles. So I was taking the flights, and there was a announcement. The flight would be late due to some mechanical problem. Okay?
90% of the flights, like
no. So then I was sitting at the window. Then I saw on the ground level the people are working. So I started thinking. Okay? Then I said, oh, you see, in the plane there is one flight.
Yeah, correct.
Pilot.
Yeah.
So pilot cannot fly
by itself.
Yes. It's engineer, technician.
Yes.
Because this guy will not solve the problem, the technical glitch.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So he is solving engineer.
Yes.
So engineer also carrying some other person also.
Yes.
The ground people, So you see, here is the pilot, here is the engineer. So same thing, so it is totality. So,
I have a very funny phrase that I used to say a lot, and then it kind of got buried in my notes, and I didn't bring it to life. But I said, "See a bird, make a plane, thrown away like a coffee cup."
Exactly.
So for me, that means back in 100 years ago, you see the bird.
That's how it came.
We make inspiration. Humans can fly.
It's how it.
Thousands of people work on the Boeing planes that transit people.
Exactly.
And when we sit in the plane, we treat the whole thousands of people and all the inspiration just like a plastic coffee cup that we throw away.
Absolutely. So that's what I meant to say. Individual is there because who contribute? Individual. The society we live in the world, but to live the world happy and peaceful, everyone has to contribute. Suppose today we see the conflict as I said, in the personal life. Suppose how we don't have friendship. Friendship happen when the two people have some sort of similarity. Then the friendship will come. Suppose why you have, so it's inevitable, individual count, but I said psychology has to be changed. Whatever we achieve, we must be thankful to other people also.
Yeah.
So when you take that one, then you will feel happy. But once like suppose example, you say, oh, I'm the boss, I can show the ego, I'll say mistreat Jay or Ron. But say, no, they are all part of my team.
Yes.
I have to respect.
So much respect.
No, because they say I cannot do myself. If I can do myself, why I have Suresh, why I have Ron?
Exactly, yeah.
So therefore, I say these feelings, this comes.
Yeah. What is your thought about where the consciousness comes from? Because we have evolution produced the atoms and the cells and the body, but then where did the consciousness come from?
Yeah, the consciousness comes because that's what when as you feel how when the mother conceives a child, so before that there is no milk in her breast. But as she conceives, gradually the changes, and you can see the biological change in the mother's womb and her behavior and all that changes. So that is conception it takes. And then when she delivers a baby, at the moment they conceive, there is consciousness there. For example, we have the same consciousness as the other have. where they have the less development. Suppose we...
What exact moment though, when the sperm
hits sperm, the conception, the moment, eggs.
At that moment, or are we talking about when it's already started to form in
the form, it grows.
So is it once the brain shows up?
It comes when the moment conceived, then it grows gradually.
So consciousness slowly increases.
Of course, it's there, but it's expressed. For example,
but where does it come from? How does it start? Does it just come from the brain being formed? Does it come from some place outside of our understanding of evolution?
It is how, this is the question of, how the creation started, So it is like we know, suppose, it's very beginning, because like, for example, when man and woman meet, and then now the science have proved that how the chromosome and DNA, all kind of things, it comes up. So that's how they contribute, like male chromosome, and by deciding the gender, if the male chromosome more powerful, then it will be boy. If the lady chromosome is more there, then there will be girl. So that is decided. So it comes through the nature, when the nature have convinced. For example, different kinds of flowers. So the nature is always good. So how we create it? You can craft it, Like suppose you wanted to have less shade and more fruits, then you craft it. Like apple, you craft that plant. So same thing, human begets human, animal begets human. So this is the mystery which cannot be solved. And that's how it called desire to know, as I said, who am I? So then to realize that this cannot be known through the books, but you have to look within. And then you realize, I am the same infinite. Aham Brahmasmi. So I am the same divine, and I am one. And that is my journey to become from drop to become part of the ocean. And that's how the life is a journey to becoming from incomplete to complete. And that is our progress. And that's why I say, suppose you throw water on the floor, it goes down. Means it has to go and merge into the ocean. And there it has got what you call nirvana or salvation. So in our life also there is a constant struggle journey till you reach to the goal and realize the truth that I am divine. And that is the technique to know that one, to look within. And to look within, the tool is science of spirituality called meditation. In the other word, in 21st century, I call it 21st century cutting edge innovation, science of inner management. So if you're more happy, more creative are there, more productive are there. So whole psychology will be changed from I to we.
From the incomplete to the complete. How can a parent become a better guide for their children at a young age to go towards completeness?
Because the very beginning, for example, like it's like say I was there. He is Rob Weston. He is in North Carolina, Asheville. So I had visited him. He had just 5-6 years of boy. His name was, he married to Indian girl. So he has a name, Indian name, Arun. So I went for walk. So then on the there was some stick. So he took that stick and he is striking on the street and say, it's not a stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea. It is not a stupid idea. Every second he is using this word. Then I said, oh, Arun, you are a good boy, isn't it? You are a very good boy, isn't it? He said, yes. I said, the good boy doesn't use this word. So can you throw the stick, please? So he thrown the stick. So in the night I had a dinner. So then I asked Rob Weston how I was taking him on the walk, and he was constantly repeating the word, stupid, stupid, stupid. So how he did learn this word? So he said, one day we were having dinner at the table and he got hurt. So he banged the table and said, "You are stupid, he hurt my son." So see see how the seed planted. Because at that time the children minds are not so, they are focused, they are less than you, because you have so many duty and responsibility to do that. They are very focused. So they are like what you call a blank sheet of paper. So we write. So therefore, where it has to go, the parent has to be also conscious. Okay, what word I have to use?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So this
everything's so careful. All the seeds that are planted. Yeah.
For example, here like in America, I have seen many. Like suppose if the boy, suppose they spill water or they break glass, what to do? Say, "Oh, time out." You put them inside the room and lock it. So it's wrong. So what is happening? It's creating fear, isn't it? Because the boy saw, "Oh, my mom,
it's
my
okay,
father."
Let's clean it up together.
So the point said, then he saw. So he's terrified. So he'll not come closer. But the moment you say, "Oh, pat on the back," you say, "Oh, my boy, you should be careful." Don't do that. You see, so this affection. But when you are calm and cool, isn't it? But when your mind is already there and you do that, you react. That's what's the panic button. All the time. And that's why the productivity is going down, efficiency is down, and they will say, "Okay, I don't have time." So all, the deadline is not met, then you get stressed out, you can't sleep, you get anxieties and fear, losing job and all kind of things. How is the ripple effects? So therefore I said, mind is, one thing is rippling all the time. It's always just a monkey mind. So there is a time where it reaches out of, so I call it now, in neuroscience it's called neuroplasticities. So that's how it's so powerful. So meditation, as we said rightly, and I say all the time, spiritual practice, a spiritual life, leading a spiritual life.
And for kids, it's a little bit more simple. Like you said, it's the way that you treat something, like the spilling of the water. That's how you plant the seed in the kid's mind for the future. Because it's tough to get the kid to be like, close your eyes and breathe and focus.
Like for
on
example,
your breath.
Here, like you say, don't throw you put things you in trash, in the garbage. So we learn, isn't it? Suppose, so what is this? Is how from the very beginning they are learned, isn't it?
Let me take you to another point that I really think that you should talk about. It is, how do we take the incompleteness of corporations and turn that into completeness? For example, plastics. Lots and lots of plastics on the planet. But we already know how to make these biodegradable materials, ones that can go right back into the soil systems, no problem. So, but it costs more to make the biodegradable ones than the plastic ones. And people, again, shareholder value, all that stuff. How do we get corporations closer to completeness? Again, you said yes, meditation, all this good stuff, but what is the ethics? How do we get ethics into the boards?
So that was as you find today, like like in a corporate sector, there is a rule is there, they are becoming more philanthropic because certain percentage has to go.
And because the millennial generation and the Gen Z, the young kids, they look at companies and they say the ones that impact the world better, more values, more sustainability, we buy their products.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So this is corporate, it's called the human responsibility. That's what I'm saying. At the beginning we talk about it. You say all the corporate, who are the corporate people? The human beings. I and you, isn't it?
Yes.
Like take example, anyone, like you take on that Angela Aleto was telling, the Uber fellow, they are not paid highly. They give $3 something, low pays income. So they are making more money.
Sometimes it's not always exactly right.
No, but I say because
they make a lot as well,
I say but they say there's less wages. That's what she was talking about. So the same thing, so when you have feeling, I have to share, I'm making money, but I also have to contribute also. Like now example in San Francisco and everywhere, the rule has been set up, like here they're building all the high rises of apartment. So there's certain, you have to fix all the, what you call affordable act. Means, below market rate. So they have to live certain things. Yeah. So, but that what that philosophy is that something like, you can drag a horse to the pond, but you can't force him to drink. So the mental psychology the individual psychology has to be changed. And as I said, to change that psychology, there is no other means, there is no other tools, there is no other method, no other technique by which individual can develop, can
Inner
grow.
management, spiritual science.
Yes. So that has to be blended together.
Has to be. That's exact. Okay.
So that is the bottom line. That is the root cause. And that is the root to solve all the problems. Because it all the the individual, that what makes one individual can make things better for the whole world. Other people can create havoc. The same one human being. But so that's how the society is. So now there are certain rules the people at the time passed by, they are changing. So now they are corporate people, they are taking responsibility. Like they have a philanthropic, they must.
Yes.
And here the people, they said the people are, I said, I always believe, and it's true, because it's in our DNA to be kind, to be loving, to be careful, to be compassionate. But when we are colored with, suppose a person is depressed, or suppose he is angry, then he cannot. He doesn't care anybody.
Correct.
He just, he banged someone, he just do something. It's the instinct. Instinctively he just, everything is colored. He becomes blind. Like you see what is happening in instant life and all the crime is happening. It's a proper moment. Isn't it? It's just people, because then you feel, when suppose I see, oh, Ellen, I have seen her very smiling, but when I walk on the market and see, oh, Ellen is, he's short temper, he's yelling, oh, this is the other side of person. So it's all the things, It's all about individual. I said individual play a very, very vital role, because after society is made by the human end. And psychology, the society is guided by collective psychologies. So if our psychology, individual psychology change, collective psychology made. Suppose you create a friend, all the friends, we have good time, we have a nice time, and we laugh, and you become good. So create those atmosphere.
How do you think that once we get better at finding completeness, spiritual science, inner management, what will it look like to progress as the world away from the nationalism and the tribalism, more towards a collectivism, more towards that love and that harmony? What does that transition look like in the next couple of decades? What do you think?
That, as I said very beginning, we said we live in the global world. Suppose dude had ever thought of it, there will be some person from East will be dressed differently, look differently, speak differently. Suppose you go to any company, you see there are people from all over the world. Take the beauty of San Francisco. They are from everywhere. Isn't it?
Yes.
So this is what you call, the world is so beautiful because due to the diversities.
Melting pot.
Melting pot. Due to diversity, No, otherwise life will become what you call monotonous. Suppose, as I say, give example, if you go to Golden Gate Park, there's a rose garden, it's a rose garden. You go to botanical garden, different garden, so many gardens, flowers are there. So that's diversity. So the world is beautiful due to diversities. So that's how, as you like it or not, so that's how the technology helps. Suppose you find the people from China, people from India, from North Korea, and everywhere, Chinese people and all that. So this is how it is. So it's question it all. If you are able to tolerate, you are happy. If you become intolerant, they are unhappy. So it's individually we are cause for
tolerance.
So there was you are the cause, root cause for the problem, and you are the solver problem also.
But we should have intolerance for murder, things like that, right?
That is all the growth. That's why, for example, why it happened in murder first instance. Why the people commit such a heinous crime? Because in the beginning they are not taught. Like suppose take
the seed was rotten that was planted.
Because there's something that what the people become revengeful. For example, you mistreat people. then what the people, they will not flock together. So what I talk, like as I said, the very premise, you believe that my whole existence, it depends on so many factors. It's not only I have to take and take and take and take. I have to give also.
Yeah.
Like I say, the human existence, like in every existence, has two values. One is called existential values, and one is called utility values.
What were the two again?
Existence.
Existence
and utility.
and utility.
For example, a tree. So the tree exists, what it gives us? It gives us seed, it gives us fruits. So as long as oxygen, exactly, and we give carbon dioxide. So give and take. So existing, it has values, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it dies, you make a furniture. So it doesn't mean that you have to do deforestation. If you do that, you will disturb the ecosystem of environment. So then the flood comes, the pollution comes, and all kind of things. So you see how, so it's a very balancing thing. It's all about individual awareness. It's all about personal, one's individual growth. How, so and that growth is more than a small thing. As you know, there is a small line, you draw a bigger line, who cares those things? Like suppose, the ocean, that 100 and 1,000 lakes by lakes, water goes and become one with it.
Everyone thinks that they're working on individual awareness. Everybody thinks
now it's
so.
coming, it's time coming. I said, why the spiritual, as I said, 20 million Americans, they are practicing. And every walk of life.
That's amazing. But everyone thinks that they're spiritually becoming more aware. Everyone thinks. But I'm talking about maybe more of the people that haven't yet tried meditation, or they haven't yet. They think it's too dogmatic.
No.
They think it's, how could there be a golden key? You can't tell me how to live my life.
No.
So how you made the recommendation earlier, just a couple minutes.
So that's like, this is the one thing, like my duty is to, suppose I go and talk. So I'm doing it. You have practiced, you saw that, you went to the Vipassana. So what you live? You live in society. Isn't it? That's why they say word by word, mouth by mouth. So that's why the awareness has come. Like the research was done. Did I show you how they map my brain?
EEG they put. Wow, they mapped electrical.
Did I show that?
Cool. Let's.
Had I shown you?
I don't think. Wait, did you show me that? I don't remember.
So I can.
I don't think so. We should definitely. Yeah, let's get a zoom on it. Definitely. It was while you were meditating?
No, I didn't meditate. That system had broken. They can't. So that was the party of Angela,
Yeah.
So.
We'll show you guys shortly.
Yeah, just 1 second, please. Where did it go?
Very important points about meditation. Just a couple minutes.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes, yeah.
We'll be right back after.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you to Blank. Thank you to Blank for being patrons. May as well. Yeah. Shout out to World of Stereo, Market and 6th Street in San Francisco for all of the great AV equipment. Big shout out to Robert Griffiths, one of our leading patrons. Shout out to the Clee Irwin Family Office, the Mike Harden Family Office for being patrons. Thank you. Shout out to Suresh and Ron and Anthony and our simulation team. Getting a little shot of our director and producer over there, Ron Vargas. You guys get a nice little shot of Ron. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they saw our delicious array of fruits and snacks and teas in the back. So if you come into the studio, you can also get a delicious array of fruits and snacks and teas. Do you remember if it was in the photos or media?
Yeah.
Ron, what's our timing looking like as well?
This is about 30.
How many more minutes?
What's that?
Speak English for me.
We're at 22 past.
Okay, so it's 10-ish. After this, we'll go into some simulation questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
It's so weird where I can.
Anthony. Also, shoes off. Yeah. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Don't you see the shoe pile over there? It's a shoes off studio.
What's coming up,
Yeah, we got mayoral candidate Angela Alioto coming up at 3 p.m. So we'll be recording and uploading that.
You say later because we're
Timing, yeah. We are going to show these as live streams, but so Angela Alioto's coming up later. That'll be a blast. We'll talk about San Francisco mayoral race and what's important in the city to accomplish. Swami and I actually met at her event. It was very cool. We had an amazing conversation earlier today with Manuel and Andrew from Connect. It was really fun talking to them about human connectivity. Actually, it's a good one. It's a good one for Swami. It's a really good one for Swami. Swami needs to be connected to them as well.
You look really good there. Very comfortable, very relaxed.
We're working on it. We're working on it. You guys want to dance with me a little bit? So simulation is taking a couple days to work on some of our guests, our patrons, our equipment, our experience. We're learning a lot from other smart people. I'll be taking a couple days to crew Tony Robbins' event in San Jose to keep learning and growing. Ron has a lot on his plate. He's acting actually in a movie. It's really exciting. We got a couple of post-production things to do for World's Fair, and get the simulation studio continuing to be beautiful thanks to you at home.
Are you going to talk to Tony Robbins to see if you can get him on the show?
Actually, that would be a very powerful simulation. Actually, if we could get him to do a live event with us, 3,000 seat theater. As you guys may know, may not, simulation has a very big live event component. We like to do 1,000, 2,000 plus seat theaters with very high caliber guests. We like to try and inspire people to build the future. And so we ask our guests really thought-provoking questions about challenging issues that humanity faces. We ask them lots of questions about things like self-actualization, how people can find meaning and purpose in life. And so Tony would be a great guest to help out with that. And thanks to people like you at home, we have a studio space where we can bring on people into a safe and comfortable and friendly environment where they have access to all the tea and fruit and snacks they want. We get all this great equipment thanks to you at home. We get provide you with great content. Hopefully you enjoy it, and then you can pass it along to other people and expand our consciousness with it.
I will show you.
Okay, yeah. We can put if there was a share link, we can put that in the bio later. Swami, couple last questions, okay?
Okay.
Do you think we're alone in the cosmos?
Not at all. That's what we are inseparable.
An insect?
Inseparable.
Oh, inseparable.
Yeah.
But do you think that other intelligent life has formed in the cosmos?
It is natural growth, Like, for example, in same class, one top, other just have normal marks and they pass. But the professor and the course is the same. So it's all about one's personal efforts, Like I talked to, Oxford because I put all my heart, I studied 6-8 hours. And other my friends used to go and have a in a pub, they have to never smoke, never drink.
Exactly.
So that's all about, it's
Exactly.
individual
Yeah.
efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that something like God has
Interesting.
created. No, we are all, everyone has the same potential, but other people that opportunity, others don't.
Interesting. So it boils down to the psychology
Yeah.
of the individual minds and then of
Correct.
the group
Absolutely.
together. And then that depends on how sophisticated this civilization can become.
Absolutely. I want to call it, intertwined.
Yeah.
So that's the case. Society and individual. After society is made of individual, like a house. House is not built by one bricks, but several bricks.
Yeah.
So the same thing,
Yeah. Yes, that's good. That's good. Do you think that we are in a computer simulation?
The time change because this is computer is one. I say technology is one aspect. There are so many things,
Yeah.
Like you say, technology, the transportations, the road, So they're different. So it's not only one field. They're so multiplex and complex,
Yes.
things. So like the human body, see how it's so complex.
So complex.
But they all work in synchronicities.
Yes, they do. Just like the traffic systems and the economies and the government.
So this has to be, in synchronicities, otherwise everything will be then go to it'll be mess.
Do you think that it's possible for an advanced civilization to have harnessed the power of their star or nuclear fusion?
Absolutely. Of course, example, when I just said at the beginning, how the technology has changed. We are all having the floppy disks, today have iPhones,
This is a fun experiment, right? The human experiment.
Of course,
Yeah.
this is how the human time changed, like Goliath times were different, Einstein time was different,
Yeah.
So this is how the time, the social changes is
Changes a
different.
lot, yeah.
So every generation has different things to contribute.
A lot faster than
Of course.
biology, too.
Absolutely. Take example, today human body is so complex, like today children are more smarter than us.
Yeah.
Suppose when I was
Yeah.
studying engineer, I was knowing anything about the computer.
Yeah. And these kids just know so much
That's
about how
what
the
I'm saying,
software.
because they're from
Yeah.
the birth, So it always
user
is there.
experience,
Yeah,
how it
so it
works,
always
yeah.
been there,
Yeah.
So how the life changes, because due to the
Yeah.
how they live, how they brought up environment, So as I said,
Intergenerational wisdoms.
Absolutely, they're always there.
Always. And I
Okay.
love looking at 13-year-olds and talking to them about what they care about.
Yeah.
Why do you care about this?
Yeah.
And then they teach me and I absorb from the
that's
very
what
young.
that's what I'm saying. So you see how they are, because they are in different world,
And same thing with
Yeah.
60, 80
Of
year olds.
course.
So wise, what happened 50 years ago? Teach
Yeah.
me about what life was like. All this,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what second. This is the individual learn when have a curiosity to know.
Yes.
So the first step to know is to develop curiosity.
Yes. So curiosity is,
Yeah.
is as important as meditation. They're very close in importance.
Meditation, as I said, curiosity. Of course, meditation is, I say, put it this way. Suppose you say, okay, what are the two chemical components of water? You say, okay, the two. One is called hydrogen, one is oxygen. So then say, what is the ratio?
Yeah.
So if you want, then you have to go to laboratory and make those components with the ratio, then you see the water. Isn't it? So spiritually, the practical tools to apply those theoretical things into practice, and then it becomes truth.
Yeah.
So that's what I say.
And this is another little seed
Yeah.
that can be planted from
Of course.
parents. It's a
Absolutely.
curiosity one.
Yeah.
So, okay, last question. What do you think is the most beautiful thing in the world?
The most beautiful in the world is diversities.
Diversities.
Yeah, diversity in the nature, diversity in planet, diversity in our human existence. So that's why I call what is beautiful.
Swami Ananda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me. Really
This has
appreciate
been
it.
such a pleasure.
I know. Thank you. It was good.
You have
honor to
so much
have
bliss that you're bringing our world. We appreciate
That's what I said.
it
Every
so
one
much.
of us does it. That's why everyone is making a contribution, but it's all we are together into it. And that's what I feel. We do our part.
Yeah. We're counting on you.
Absolutely, I'm always there. That's why
We're counting on all of you guys
Absolutely.
as well. Very
That what
much so.
they're all together. What this should come. Every word, as I said, everything has two importance. Existential values. When they exist, they have its value.
Yeah.
When they die, they have utility value. So the same thing. We exist. We press the air. So you can. Life is so precious. We can contribute, but we contribute when we are happy.
Yes.
Suppose if a person is unhappy, he will bring unhappiness to everybody. If a person is negative, he will feel every word is negative,
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why they do all the take
So clean your own room.
Of course.
Do some inner management first,
Yes, that's
spiritual
what,
science,
yeah, that's what I
and then go to the world.
Yeah.
And then
because that's one cleaning up.
Clean up.
Yeah.
Clean up.
So
clean
that's
up.
the best tool to
Yeah.
So that is a
All right, we're all tasked to do a little bit of cleaning.
Yeah,
We'll
of
do
course,
some
yeah.
cleaning.
All of us we have to do, yeah.
Yes, and bring our positive, beautiful
So therefore I
abundance
say
to the world.
this incorporate, integrate, the science of spirituality, meditation in our life, so that life will become, happier and more healthier and cheerful.
Yes.
Because we live in today different world.
Yes.
So this is
Swami Ananda. All right, follow him. We'll put his links in the bio. Please do check out his other content, and also the Universal Yoga Center.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out. It helps so many people as well in the world via that.
Yes, I have taught about almost 1 million people throughout the world.
Taught almost 1 million people
All
throughout
over the world.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, everyone. That's amazing. Continue crushing it. Thanks, the team. Thank you guys for tuning in. Talk more soon.
Thank you for coming.